Today I'm going to be playing a game I haven't played much before, and thank you to Ashish in the comments who recommended this one because this is definitely up my alley. This game is called Fly Corp, and basically what you do is you manage a air system similar to sort of mini metro or mini motorways. So what we're going to play on this one is I'm going to go for unlock all countries. So what I have to do here is unlock a new country every 6 minutes. So that is our goal. We've just basically got to have enough money to unlock a new country. So we're starting here with Berlin. You can see up here we've got to unlock the Netherlands in 6 minutes. And the way that this game works is cities have people arrive at them. So you can see this guy wants to get to Stuttgart. So to get to Stuttgart, he's going to have to fly to Berlin, and then from Berlin to Stuttgart once I can actually afford to get down there. Now, every time someone arrives at their end destination, I will score a point for them. At the moment, there's not going to be too many points flying around, and to unlock the Netherlands, we're going to need 300. So within 5 minutes, I need 300 worth of money to spend. And I also need to get Stuttgart done. Similar to mini metro, I guess, and mini motorways. Once they hit that sort of maximum capacity here, then we die. So we do want to get Stuttgart connected, but I do want to connect it to Berlin. Part of the strategy that I've found has worked best for me in the little bit that I've played is within a country, everyone... no, we don't want to spend any money on anything else. We want to operate everything through the capital, I think is the easiest way to function here. So that was nice and close. We do need some more money to upgrade Berlin as well. But now that we've got Stuttgart actually coming out, it might not be too bad. Down to 2 minutes here, so we're not looking too great. I'm going to add Munich in direct there. But what I want to do is eventually I'm going to get rid of that route, and I am going to have Munich go direct to Berlin. Because the capital city has that nice little circle around it to let you know it's the capital, I actually find that it makes it easier for you to pay attention to go, oh, okay, that is the significant... wait for this guy to arrive. That is the significant city in this country. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it is the biggest, but it means that when, in terms of upgrading... So the things that you can upgrade in this game, you can upgrade the size of the airport, you can upgrade the amount of planes on a route, and then you can upgrade the size of the planes to allow them to carry more, and they travel faster too. So our aim at the moment is to get everyone in Germany connected to Berlin. So we do want to shift Munich, and Amsterdam is just going to... So you can see that Stuttgart is starting to get a bit full here, and that's purely because it's having to deal with Munich's load of planes. So what we're going to do is get rid of Munich's route there. We'll upgrade Stuttgart just to save us from crashing and burning here. And we'll upgrade Amsterdam, and we've got to move to France within 3 minutes. So what we possibly want to do as well is have a look to see in Berlin, where do people need to go? Primarily Munich, Amsterdam, and now we're going to have more people traveling to Hamburg as well. Okay, we can afford France at this point, so let's get Paris in here, and we will connect them direct to Berlin as our major hub at the moment. Berlin is starting to buckle a bit more too. This is alright. As the game progresses, we'll sort of have a bit more of a handle on it, but in these early days, we are very tight for cash. And it's sort of easy to get a sense of... I mean, you can see all of the red planes heading to Berlin. Essentially, everyone is traveling through Berlin at the moment to get to their destination. I actually won't make that connection because I'm about to put Belgium in, and we'll get Brussels to make that connection between these two. Now, you can see that even though I've done it faster than what it wanted, it actually just adds to that time. So as opposed to now resetting to 6 minutes till I get Austria, I've now got all of the time that I had between the two. So it does make it a little bit more forgiving. Okay, so what we'll do, he's taken some guys out of Dusseldorf. We'll add a second plane to try and move some of them. Same goes for Stuttgart. And I can imagine Berlin starting to buckle under. It's Paris, actually, that it needs some help with. give Paris a second plane. Annoyingly, that plane is sitting right on the tail of the other one. It's an interesting thing I've noticed. If you drag the line from this city to that city, when you buy a new plane, they'll travel from this direction. So if I was to buy another plane to try and clean up, I guess, Paris trips out of Berlin, they're going to start over here. So they're not going to be overly effective. So what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade this guy, try and get him in there quicker, to pull a bigger chunk of those Paris people out of that. But once that guy leaves, we should be okay. Cool, there we go. And he's moving a bit quicker now too. You can see he's gone at about 1.2. But we do want to upgrade this because he is hitting his maximum. And you can see how many red planes are about to crash into him too. Hopefully some of these people are actually going to Berlin. Or we may be sweating on this guy arriving in Paris. Okay, Paris is also starting to get a bit heavy there, so we'll upgrade that. We do still have 9 minutes. Now, this now means that everyone's going to be flying into all the cities of Germany, and that's going to become a bit busier. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, Germany is already sort of the main point of this, our design here. So, it shouldn't impact us too much. What we'll do is we'll get a few more planes on these routes. We still have 8 minutes for Austria. It's just as long as Berlin can handle sort of shifting all these people around to the various cities inside. Upgrading the size of these planes would be handy too, but at this point, just trying to do some cheap options to get this moving, because we do need that money as well once we move into Austria. Okay, so we'll go Vienna to Berlin. We'll give them a few extra planes too. Upgrade Brussels. And what you can do, I think, is at a glance, if you're sort of looking at the whole thing, you can go, alright, well, I can see there's a red plane there. Let's upgrade him. Oh, that's a red plane. And you can just sort of move around, just upgrading your red planes. What? Get Prague in there. Prague in there as well. And let them go both between Vienna and Berlin. Get Marseille. There too. One thing I'm not a biggest fan about this is when you click on something that it sort of snap joins you there. Now, one handy thing too, if no, we'll keep our money for now. If you do reach this country where you go, oh, I wonder where that is. If you do click on it, it will center it for you. So definitely helped me once my first attempt when I shifted into. No, click on that. Thank you. The other thing, you can click on routes and planes when you're trying to click on cities, which can certainly cause you some grief. So we'll let Luxembourg just go via Paris. I think we'll sort of make Paris a bit more of a hub of our network. And so Luxembourg, which hopefully should never be that busy, can sort of just operate through that. My sort of idea is that I want to try and focus on which cities are going to be major. So for example, in this build right here, Paris and Berlin are the two most major cities in this build. That these planes here I should be upgrading because I want people to be moving between those two cities. That's the main artery of the design so far. We do have a few minutes to sort of build in peace here. We've got 18 minutes until Spain start to have a problem with us. The other logic of the way that I'm operating, that all of my sort of non-capital cities have only one way in or one way out for them, is that you can see that, say, Dusseldorf here is going yellow, Lyon is going yellow here, but the only thing that they're waiting to do is send people to Paris. So they're just waiting for a plane to come back, and then they will be better. No one is going to be traveling through them, which means that for all of these, for the most part, I shouldn't actually have to upgrade the city, because every time a plane arrives, it's just going to take people, because the only reason that people are coming, the planes are coming there, is to drop people off. So there's going to be no one waiting at the airport as a result of a plane arriving. And that's sort of the logic that I've got here, that I don't want to get confused about, like, what do I need to be upgrading, because all of those guys should not need to be upgraded. Okay, now you can see that Munich down here is a hot spot. So city traffic's increased for here. So Berlin is going to really start to feel that. See, Munich will start to push the boundaries. And all of the planes to Munich are red. Now that's only going to be a temporary thing, so we want to try and possibly avoid spending too much money on that. It's almost more worthwhile for us to spend that money upgrading Berlin, which will be a long-term benefit to having that as a bigger airport as opposed to the planes to Munich. But every time we do upgrade something, there's no cost to sort of maintaining something that we have upgraded. So the idea that we just continue to spend money to upgrade everything is like, that's great. That's never going to come back to bite us. Like if we put too many high expensive planes on Munich, I'm not going to be paying like petrol costs or anything like that to keep them in the air. Okay, so we'll go Paris to Madrid. We will get... Probably expect that Madrid's going to be a pretty core line getting down into... So now Hamburg's got bad weather. Does that mean that... That's right. This is another advantage, that if you've got an outcrop city like, say, Hamburg, it's not... Since there's no planes are allowed to go there, there's no planes trying to get through Hamburg to get anywhere else. That only really becomes a problem when you do that. They sort of block you on a city that is like Amsterdam or say Berlin, where no one will be able to get to Hamburg because the only city that actually you can use to get there is blocked off. Okay, so next up, we'll just sort of take advantage of having money at the moment. And we'll get more planes in there. Go to Poland as well. It's probably going to be another major route. It's generally about 3 planes on each line, I think, is a good sort of starting point. Dusseldorf is still a bit of a struggle, so we'll just up the size of the planes that are going on that. I think Berlin to Warsaw will end up being a pretty major artery too. So we'll upgrade those planes as we go. Said we've got 22 minutes now until we have to bring Switzerland into this. So we can start to just upgrade all the red planes that we see moving anywhere. Doesn't really matter what the story is, why they're red at the moment. Alright, so Madrid's starting to struggle a little bit here, so we'll upgrade him. Yeah, so we've lost Prague. Now at the moment I don't think anything is connecting to Prague anyway. This means in the future I'll have to... Prague is connected. Luckily, you've got that 5-second little warning. I mean, you say lucky, it's pretty unforgiving. And very long to try and make sense of it. Dusseldorf's struggling a bit more than I would have expected it to. But I mean, you can see these guys that it's basically the planes fly in and then they fly out, and the amount of time between when they get back and not, they'll just sort of accumulate people that need to go somewhere else. So I can just spend, say, like 100 and remove them from really being a threat, but I don't want to avoid it if we can. Alright, so upgrade. Yeah, we can't even... Oh, we can make a route. Prague. Good. So we'll just make them direct to Germany. For now, they don't really need to be a pass-through, since Vienna's sort of doing that for us. Can't upgrade those flight paths either. So let's bring Switzerland into the mix. We can have them connect through Paris and go Vienna as well. I think the capital cities, unless there's something like Luxembourg, even in the case of Luxembourg, for the most part, was Seville. Down there. For the most part, we do want... sort of I think our capital city is going to at least 3 other capital cities. I mean, at the moment, I've only got a couple. Like you see, Bern's only going to 2. But ideally, if they've got options of how they can sort of get out of where they are, probably get these guys to connect down here once we get Italy involved. You can see the size of these planes that are operating between Paris and Berlin are quite significant. That is definitely our major artery. Anytime we see a red plane, we've got 18 minutes to worry about Sweden. And definitely the speed difference between those bigger planes and smaller planes seems worthwhile. Bern is taking a bit of a... And we should probably just upgrade it because it is a capital that we expect stuff to pass through. I think generally getting 3 planes on each line is pretty healthy. Now the problem with Madrid is going to be that all the planes leaving Madrid have to go via that Paris route. So we've got to make sure that they're all party planes that are taking that route. Okay, let's get Sweden in here. Stockholm will go straight from Berlin. I'll just give it a brief pause here just to sort of get some separation between those planes. Although once we start to upgrade them, they'll start to travel at different speeds depending on if we've upgraded them staggered. See how much this guy's outflying that guy. Okay, so Czech Republic is now where the Olympics are being held, which means that Prague is going to be a major destination. So we'll up the amount of planes that are going there, and we will upgrade the planes. Now, like I said, this probably isn't going to be the long-term benefit, but surely more's going to come since Prague is the capital city. Probably not too bad to have more flights. And you can see that all those planes coming to Prague are red. So we've got to be careful of this because if those planes aren't moving enough guys out of Berlin, Berlin could really start to struggle. Okay, so Stockholm's happy there's nothing else beyond that. Croatia's up next. So we'll go Croatia to Vienna. We won't make them bounce through Slovenia. Still see that Munich's a bit of a... getting a bit yellow, and we'll do the same for Frankfurt. Berlin is starting to buckle a little bit there. Now the problem is that I need 1600 to upgrade, so if I hit that 5,000... Sorry, 5 seconds to go, I would need to have 1600, otherwise it is going to suddenly collapse on me. That's where you can really get done in here, that if you don't have enough money for that quick fix, there's nothing you can do. Okay, so those still getting a lot of attention for Prague at the moment, so we'll just raid their planes a little bit more. Alright, next up is Algeria. Flights to Stockholm have been cancelled. That's okay, there's nothing beyond Stockholm. Although now there's this guy. So we've got 5 minutes for that to have nothing go to it. What I want to do is just have that connection there. But obviously he can't have any planes flying on that route until Stockholm comes back. Did I cancel Stockholm's path? I don't know why that was gone. Or is that just something that actually they just literally close it? Alright. So we've just got to keep an eye on this guy to make sure he doesn't hit his 50. I can always upgrade him, or I can just build a direct route. Valencia. The good thing is that with these ones, as soon as they start to panic, it just means that you just need the path built. Worst case, you can spend 100 to quickly correct them, but just getting planes out of there will solve the problem too. Okay, Algeria. Do I know my European geography well enough to know where Algeria is? Okay, so 2 minutes left. That guy's looking okay. Algeria is North Africa, right? There we go. Alright, we can still see there's plenty of red going on between Berlin and France. This guy should open up momentarily. Great. So the Olympics are now in France. So he's okay. We'll just give him a few extra planes anyway. Now all of the cities of Paris are going to start to have stuff come through them. Brussels will probably struggle a little bit more with this. You can see even there'll be a lot of like sort of spread to all the different cities of France. So we'll just make sure that we're well covered. Because we don't want the backlog just sort of ending up in Paris and sort of everyone buckling under that pressure. We'll just give everyone a few extra planes. And we'll, since these guys are traveling so far, we'll upgrade them a little bit. Okay. Alright, it's a bit of a glance you got to make sure you've got no exclamation marks sitting anywhere saying you've missed anything. Definitely upgrade him a bit, because he will probably become a gateway to the rest of Africa. Get the UK in here. We'll send them to Paris, and we might just have them jump over to Berlin as well. Mali is next. Look at why is Vienna struggling? So it looks like its route to Paris. Probably the problem. The fact there's only one plane on that route wasn't good. More on that too. Now Mali is Africa. Yep. Now we're going to get some long routes. Now I think that Mali will be a good option for all of these cities down here. Like it'll become our hub of Western Africa. That capital city sits in a really nice spot for that purpose. We'll just wait till we see a plane crest over here, and then we'll give them a third one. This will certainly be something that we'll have to upgrade in the long term. And we'll go for a fourth one for them as well. You can just see how long this journey is going to take. At least once we get faster planes on this route, they'll do all right. Upgrade all first level airports. Now that's definitely probably going to be handy. That means that all of our tiny little guys for not much money have been upgraded. So those little yellows that we see on all those sort of outliers should hopefully be a thing of the past. But I mean, any new ones that I build are going to need to be upgraded to level 2. I have had one thing come in where it did offer me to have it that I never bought a level 1 plane or a level 1 airport. So eventually that'll come in handy once we get there. Madrid is struggling a little bit here. I would say it's probably to do with these planes on this route. We just need to both speed them up and upgrade them. So where's that to? Paris. Looking a little bit better. Still Madrid it's Iran. So it's actually this route here that's causing it to struggle a bit more. The Marco down here. Yep. So got 16 minutes till we have to worry about getting Norway, so we definitely want to make sure that this southern path is all up to scratch. As you see, there's a lot of red planes going back and forth between here. So Madrid's gonna up, which means that there's gonna be even more people flying there, but at least their destination is gonna be Madrid. Okay. Let's upgrade Berlin again. So obviously Berlin is very much the dead center of my build here. So it certainly can be exposed to a few problems. Let's make sure we upgrade these planes. Getting us out of London. Okay, we're down to 12 minutes now to get Norway going. London is still a bit of a concern there, so let's just upgrade it again. Not sure if I just upgraded the right plane there. Okay. Just bring Norway in. We'll just get them to go via Stockholm. Glasgow is what's really backing him up, so we'll just upgrade our planes to Glasgow. Birmingham a little bit too. Birmingham does have a few. There's 3 planes for such a short route. Hopefully it's not too long-term a problem. Okay, so we can see all of these planes here are still red. Oh, we've just lost that. We won't go on to Bamako anyway. Alright, we can see Stockholm's now getting a bit busier as a route because Oslo's pushing through it. Some nice fast planes going for him. We'll give him a 4th plane as well. Speaking of 4th planes, let's give them a 4th plane and we'll give them a 4th plane as well. Geneva is Switzerland. The reason that I think that that's important, that I'm not just putting, say, for example, this city here is actually closer to Paris than it is its capital city of Berlin. My logic is that it's going to go to Munich and sort of like there will be... my guess is that it's going to be more likely going to go to domestic travel so that we want it to bounce through Berlin to go domestically as opposed to it has to fly internationally to get to other domestic locations. That's my theory. That might not be true. It might just be completely random, but that's what I'm going off. Alright, they're still out of the mix for now. 10 minutes for Italy, so we'll bring that in now. And we'll get Italy to connect to Bern. And we'll get them to connect to Algiers. We might go through to Vienna as well. So we're going to have that's a pretty good route for them to pick for our supersonic passenger jet. So we'll upgrade Rome straight away. We'll get Milan connecting here, and we will get 3 planes on that. Get 3 planes on that. 3 on that, and I might just click on this guy to get that Milan route. Might be a little bit easier. Okay. So that is definitely going to be a long-term upgrade that we're going to have to do. You can see there's a lot of red planes already moving around down here. This Vienna route is taking a lot of red as well, and I would say that's because they're using that to get to Rome from Berlin. Bring Slovakia in here too. Now that's very close to Vienna, so we'll just give it a little hop there. We'll give that 3 planes just to move stuff quickly. I generally find that if it's a smaller country, and I know that I'm not going to get a lot of smaller routes in there, like domestic routes, I'm a bit more open to just sort of trying to bring it in quick. So say Denmark. I mean, I feel like maximum 3 cities is what I'm going to get out of Denmark. So go Copenhagen to Berlin. We'll get a few more planes in that one. I think that's going to put me in debt, but we'll give it a go. Yeah, should only be a brief debt. We lost, so it's a waste of money. It's alright. Naples going. Just keep increasing the speed of these guys. These guys, we can see Rome is still a struggle there, and again it's heading stuff down to Bamako. I think making it 3 planes is probably I mean, you can a maximum amount of 5 planes, but 3 planes is only 100 for the second plane, 200 for the third plane. So I think it's a good little deal. Get going in there. That sort of like the fact that they stagger, it means that they're not all going to arrive at the same time. I mean, some of them will if I've hit them. They are sort of too quick together, but once they start to go faster, it's going to create like a really staggered approach for them. I think that's the first good spot to really be spending your money. Alright, Greece is up next. Okay, so that's just an all-round increase in passengers. Okay, here we go, Greece. I'll get Greece via Rome. Certainly get some more planes going on that one. I do wonder if I need to go direct Berlin to Rome, but I mean, Vienna's a little bit of a hub in between them that I guess is sort of helping with that load. Though interestingly, Vienna's got a lot of capitals. There's 3 capital cities that I've just got running to Vienna. It's sort of like the capital of those capitals, I guess. Alright, let's try and address some of these red planes we see flying around. There's the jet too, if you see that guy flying through there. It's definitely making some quick work of London to Berlin. Now the other danger you can have too is if say we've got right, so Munich is about to get pummeled, so we're going to need, so a 3 times upgrade is going to really hit this. Now I did say that we don't want too much, like we don't want to sort of build too much on a single path, but I also do have a theory that this game is German made, which is why you always start in Germany, and so Oktoberfest is probably going to come up a little bit more. So you've got to be careful. Say with Vienna, we need to make sure that this path from Berlin to Vienna is about as stacked as the path from Rome to Vienna, because what will happen is the amount of like people that are traveling that route, Rome will be dumping people on Vienna, but Vienna has to be able to dump the same amount of people on Berlin, otherwise you're just going to get overloaded. So it's certainly something you've got to be careful and well aware of as it's happening. Got the 3 planes on there. Let's get this guy connected to Rome. His extra planes will speed things back up. Get that guy upgraded. Athens is almost full, so let's get... Certainly we'll upgrade Athens, and we'll give Athens a few more speedy planes. I'd say everyone on that route is red, which means that there's definitely a problem point for Rome. I mean, is Rome trying to get to Madrid too much? Because I could possibly give them a direct route too. So we've got 12 minutes to get Morocco into this. So we've got plenty of time to spend some money. And you can see how many people are going to Munich here, and that Munich is still overstacked on that. So I think we're doing an okay job of managing that. We've just got to be sure that we're clearing out as many people as we're gaining, because a lot of these red planes that are going to Berlin probably also carrying on to Munich. Upgrade Vienna. Cheers is also needing an upgrade. Marco is really the long shot of my build at the moment. Okay, so new planes and upgrades are going to be expensive for the next 6 minutes. Does make an argument for me to sit on my hands while that takes place. I mean, I can obviously buy Morocco, but then... So we will give Morocco a triangle between Madrid and Algiers. We won't really buy any new planes for that just yet. Now, at the moment, there's nothing beyond Morocco. Sorry, beyond Rabat, so we don't have to sort of concerned that there's going to be more than just that one location going there, because Algiers isn't going to send guys to Madrid via Rabat either, so it should be pretty quiet. So hopefully we can survive through these 3 minutes without needing to replace him. Okay, we've got this guy, we'll send him to Rome. See Milan's starting to struggle a little bit too, but again, we don't want to upgrade anyone while our planes are expensive. Watching that jet do one of my most important routes is a thing of beauty, because that's generally a pretty random thing of what route they give that to, I think. It's really nice to see him just sort of swinging back and forth, taking care of business. Now, Guinea is down here, I think. Yeah, there it is. So chuck that into the mix as well. Get them connecting. Should we hire lawyers? Sure. Alright, so we'll get that route in there. We'll give them 3 planes now that we've finally got... Alright, so that was worth losing money. Those 3 go on, we'll get... Yeah, I hear you, Fez. Get Fez addressing his issues and get these guys in here. And that's what we'll do is we'll save Rabat now that it's a bit more of a hub. And we'll call it there for now. So what I'll do is I'll save that game and we'll return to it. Thanks for watching. Definitely, if you enjoy mini motorways and mini metro, I reckon this is the next closest game to the 2 of them that I've played. It is thoroughly enjoyable. Hopefully that's come across in watching me play, but I can tell you playing it is a lot of fun. So till next time, I'll catch you later. See ya.